Seeing none, we can go on to the next item.
I believe the next item would be the presentation from Roots Soccer.
And I did want to just acknowledge that Vice Chair Miley appears to have jumped back into attendees, and I'm having issues. It's not allowing me to promote him to panelist.
Okay, who is currently the host?
Oh, maybe it just worked. Let's see.
He's back in. Yes, I see.
Okay.
Okay, Vice Chair Miley, welcome back to the panel. Did you have any questions or comments on this item?
No.
Okay, seeing none, we may proceed to the next item.
The next item will be a presentation by Roots Soccer, and I believe Lindsay Lorenz is going to do the presentation. And Ms. Tan had asked, I think, that we allow somebody to share screen, and I can't remember.
I think I will Lydia Tan to share screen, and there we go. Let's see if that works.
You just transferred host capabilities.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, hopefully that worked. To share screen, I think that's the way I have to do it. Yeah.
Okay, we have the screen sharing. So let me welcome all of you and express our excitement and appreciation for the growth of the Roots and the Soul, and for soccer more broadly in Oakland and the surrounding region. We know this is a growing sport and an important one in our community. I just want to make sure to note that we are not agendized for any action on this today, nor is there a recommended action before us today. So this is a informational discussion in which we will not be taking action, but we want to appreciate everyone involved, and thank you for being here, and give you the floor to make your presentation.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good morning, everyone. We really appreciate you having us here today. I am Lindsay Behrens, the president of Oakland Roots and Oakland Soul. We are the first purpose-driven sports team in the United States, and we are entering our third year as a professional sports club in Oakland. Our purpose is to harness the magic of Oakland and the power of sport as a force for social good. From day one, we have focused on increasing the health, equity, and happiness in Oakland by winning soccer games, developing local talent, improving access to sport, and being a sustainable pro sports team in Oakland. Last year in Oakland, we donated more than $120,000 to causes in underserved communities. With our partners Anthem Blue Cross and Positive Coaching Alliance, we trained and equipped 100 community coaches on how to coach soccer and use sports to teach life lessons such as teamwork, leadership, and resiliency. With Unity Council, we co-hosted the Oakland Street Soccer Cup at the heart of Dia de los Muertos. With Black Cultural Zone, we brought free soccer and equipment to their outdoor play days in East Oakland. And with our 6 purpose partners, which are grassroots nonprofits in Oakland, we hosted at Oakland Roots games hundreds of kids and their parents who otherwise would not have access to professional sports in Oakland. We are also leaders in anti-racism and gender equity work globally. We are a founding member of the Anti-Racist Project, an action-based approach to tackling systemic racism in soccer and society. We helped to launch Switch the Pitch, an anti-racism education program aimed at youth coaches. We are a founding member of Play Proud, an initiative to make soccer safer for members of the LGBTQ+ community. And this year, we are very excited to launch Oakland Soul, our women's soccer team. Soul will begin play this year in the USLW League, a pre-professional league. We plan to promote Soul to Super League, a professional women's league launching in 2024, as soon as we have a venue to accommodate 2 professional teams. In just a few years, the Oakland Roots and Oakland Soul have grown dramatically. We regularly sell out our current game day venue at Laney College. Last year, we distributed over 60,000 tickets. We have nearly 100,000 followers across our social media platforms and more than 50,000 individuals on our mailing list. Our fan net promoter score is over 80. That means people have a really good time at our games. We have fans from every corner of Oakland who represent every neighborhood and community as reflected on this map of our fan base. We are also a proud member of the Oakland business community. We have local partnerships with Oaklandish for merchandise, Line 51 for beer, UCSF Health for healthcare, and East Bay Community Energy is our sustainability partner. This year we will have partnerships with 17 local bars and restaurants to promote watch parties for our away games. We also have partnerships with the Oakland Zoo and Visit Oakland to promote the town. We have 65 full-time employees and 82 part-time employees. Those numbers will grow significantly when we have our own venue. On game days, we create hundreds of jobs employing local food trucks, local security, local janitorial staff, and members of OPD. Right now, we play our games at Laney College. We love playing at Laney, but we cannot continue playing there beyond 2024. The venue is too small and we cannot accommodate all of our fans or generate enough revenue to cover the cost of putting on our games. Laney rightly puts their students' needs first, but that creates uncertainty for us that we can't have as a professional team. We put down and pick up a soccer pitch for every game. Pitches aren't made for that, and ours is rapidly deteriorating. We want to make Seoul a fully professional team, but we can't do that at Laney because there aren't enough available dates to add a second professional team. Finally, the Oakland Roots would like to express our support for AASEG and their redevelopment of the Coliseum. We believe there is a path forward that allows a game day home for Roots and Soul and allows for the full and timely development of the Coliseum property. Oakland is our home. It's where we want to live, train, work, and play our games. So I will turn it over to my colleague, Lydia Tan, to discuss our options for a new game day facility in Oakland. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and welcome, Lydia Tan.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair, and thank you, Lindsay. Can talk a little bit about the more technical aspects of looking for an interim home. As Lindsay mentioned, we're currently at Laney, and that capacity is at 5,000 fans, and she also mentioned we regularly sell out. So when we started to think about what would an interim stadium look like as we are looking for a long-term home, this is the list of things. One is a 10,000 fan capacity so that it can continue to grow. The ability to schedule both the Roots and the Souls team games at the same time, accessible locations, and available parking. Our lease with Laney right now expires in 2024, so we're looking for an interim home starting in 2025, which is very quick. And as a result, we started to really narrow our search down to sites that have already had the underlying zoning in place so that we could be up and running very quickly. And then the last one, which is really important, is because this is an interim, this will be an interim stadium, the idea of doing as little intervention as possible to make the site ready for us was important. There's a modular stadium system is essentially a kit of parts that get delivered to the site, get assembled up, and once we are ready to leave and move to our permanent home, we can disassemble and carry the stadium away with us. So that was important to us. And aside from technical goals, we also wanted to make sure that there were some qualitative goals that we could achieve as well. One is to expand beyond the stadium and think about ways to activate the local community. How do we leverage our facility to continue to benefit the community, and then improve our fan experience? You may have seen that we had a fan survey that went out recently and got some great feedback about what our fans enjoy about our experience and what they would like us to see changed. And so certainly an intimate family experience, something that we're going to try to keep on. Folks love our block party. We have the local food trucks. They like to wait less time in those lines, and so we'll have to think about how to address that. But they really love the whole vibe of the local food trucks and really making it a neighborhood party. And then, as Lindsay mentioned, just making sure that we're continuing to invest in our local businesses as we spend dollars. So as we started our search for an interim stadium, we looked at a lot of different ideas. We really appreciate a lot of suggestions that many of our friends and colleagues provided to us. Ultimately, though, we were down to 3 and then really down to 2 that had adequate size, adequate zoning, and that is Alameda Point in Alameda, the base reuse area, and then also the Coliseum. And when we started to approach both the City of Alameda and the Henry at the JPA, as far as Coliseum was concerned, we were very quickly suggested to look harder at Malibu. I think ASM was concerned about us being on the parking lot proper, given that the Coliseum and arena are still quite active, and parking was still needed. So we were really pointed to Malibu and have spent most of our time with Malibu. With respect to Malibu, what we have done to date is really try to do kind of a high level, are there any fatal flaws to the idea of occupying Malibu for an interim period of time. So we did a physical test fit, which I'll share with you in a minute. We had two good beginning conversations with the JPA team about making sure that there was never a point in time where there were 3 events happening at the same time, simply to accommodate the need for parking and coordination. And as we talk through schedules, we actually think that that's a very doable goal. We did some high-level technical due diligence as well, looked at the geotechnical issues, environmental issues on the site. There's a couple of easements on the site, and we have investigated those and had a very quick call with BCDC about their jurisdiction over the creek that is adjoining to the site. And then, talking with the JPA, initial conversations with AASEG, to really understand their long-term development plans and to make sure that we are completely aligned in making sure that their plans to redevelop the Coliseum are things that we can support, and we can make sure we structure any plans to make sure that they have a clear pathway to redevelopment. So specifically for Malibu, we are proposing a stadium that has the 10,000 fan capacity. It's really a game day venue. We would not be practicing here. We would be looking for a practice facility in other places. Oops, sorry. And then in terms of the on-site, it would be the stadium and all those operations, and off-site at the Coliseum site, we'd be looking for parking, bike parking facility, and then also pedestrian access from BART. There's just a diagram of the areas that we were looking at. You can see the dotted line that would take BART riders down to the site and up to Coliseum Way, and then the blue area would be where we would propose a primary parking B, and then in the triangle is Malibu site. Just a aerial of the same diagram. This is a test fit. This is not a design, but we needed to understand from a geometry standpoint whether or not we can put a rectangle into a triangle. And it looks like we can. And as you can see, we've got the field at a really great north-south direction. There's an electrical easement on the west side, and so we can't build anything permanent there. Something that we can't take away in a day's notice, and so we have stayed away from that area. But we think it's a great opportunity for our block party just to get supersized along there, which means that the bulk of the stands are on the that was the east side. The bulk of the stands are on the west side of the field, which is actually really great. And as you can see, the main entry would be right at the corner of Coliseum Way, right next to the parking lot. And just a couple of three-dimensional images to kind of show how this fits on the site. All right, I'm going to hand it back to Lindsay to close us down.
So thank you for this opportunity today. We want to be the first step in the Coliseum redevelopment to kickstart job creation and activity at this site. This stadium will allow us to stay in Oakland, increase our community impact, and search for a permanent home in Oakland. Our plan is flexible and movable, and we are committed to cooperation with all of the parties involved. Thank you for your time.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Oakland Alameda County Coliseum Joint Powers Authority special meeting regarding the Oakland Roots for March 15th of 2024. I have turned the sound down because they have music in the background and nothing is happening, and the music could produce a copyright issue for Zenny 62 Media that I would prefer, even though I can deal with it, I would prefer not to. So I'll wait for them to assemble, then they will turn the sound off, because you can see that's the county council responsible for this meeting coming in right now. And I'm going to make sure this is posted on social media. So I see that's Henry's face there. Okay. At any rate, let's see here. I am going to, there's Henry. Henry Gardner is the executive director. Let me, okay. There's also no staff report for this. No, I did not see a staff report for this. So I'm wondering what's going on. I see a resolution, but generally we have a staff report. There's no staff report. That's crazy. We're getting really lax in how we do things. Just mailing it in. Just mailing it in. Okay. That's out there. Let me then also put it on Facebook. And there. So Facebook. And we put it on the web page, or the Facebook page of Save Oakland Sports. There. Which is an unfortunate name. But because, you know what, we didn't do much saving of anything. We tried, though. I have to say, we did try. So, see Oakland Sports here. And there. Okay, there's the Roots on there. All right. So one of us single-handedly worked to get Oakland to the 2005 Super Bowl competition as a finalist. That was not you. One of us is a Oakland Restaurants Week sponsor. My company. I'm responding to something. Not you. You are not even in Oakland. Oh. You. Not you. I can go on. But my credentials far exceed, yeah, far tower over you like Godzilla over Tokyo. There. And I should actually make this into a video. In fact, I will. Ray Perez. I'll call him out. Ray's trying to say that I'm anti-Oakland because of my position regarding the A's. I'm not anti-Oakland. I'm anti-us doing bad things. But I'm going to nail Ray to the wall, as they say, with a little video. Ray Perez was once Dr. Death. Hey, Ray, this is Zenny. Hey, first of all, I saw your note on Save Oakland Sports, and you're totally wrong. First of all, you know, you cannot even claim to care about Oakland. You don't have the distinction of making Oakland's first blog regarding Oakland government or culture. You don't have a company that's currently a sponsor for Oakland Restaurant Week. You didn't come to within 3 NFL votes of bringing 2005 Super Bowl to Oakland. You didn't establish the Oakland Downtown Coalition. You didn't even lay the groundwork for the use of tax increment financing to keep the A's in Oakland at Howard Terminal. Trouble is, the city didn't do it like they should. So I can say that you're more anti-Oakland than anybody else I know. In fact, really you are. Okay? You might be pro-Raiders and maybe A's, but you're not pro-Oakland, man. So don't get it twisted. All right. And subscribe to Zenny62 on YouTube. See, that's how you do things, folks. You make videos, you post them. All right? That's it. Because it's fun. Because it's fun. Now, getting to the matter of this situation, we find that, guess what? There's no staff report for this. There is no staff report. Notes. Done. Here. Making this. We have, 1 minute before they start. Now, if they started on time, at the top of the hour, all these seats would be filled, okay? But guess what? They're not here, okay? At all. They're not here. I'm writing Ray Perez. I, Zenny, have done more, far more for Oakland than you ever have. Okay, so that's my title there. And I'm going to let them know it. Boom. I highly encourage you, and that includes my clients, always make video blogs. Hey, first of all, I saw your note. Always. I had to add in your life. Okay. Add description. I thought I added it. Boom. All right. Cancel, not discarding those changes. Details. Let's see. I have an idea. I think I'll add a little photo to this, like so. Like that, trying to position myself like, right this. There, did it. Okay. All right, so we're waiting. Okay. All right, so if you're here now and you're wondering why we're here, chances are you probably know why we're here, but at any rate, don't you hate getting those texts from people and they always ask you if, oh, this is any? Like, what they want you to do is respond so that they know they have the number. I always block people who do that. Because anybody who knows, it's me, right? Okay, now, by the way, look at the time. So let's see if they have. Oh, now here we are. Okay, we are here. All right. Turn up the audio settings. Let's go.
Getting closer to the mic so the folks listening online can hear us well. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you to my colleagues for arriving time closer to the mic so the folks listening online can hear us well. And I do see also our executive director is with us on the Zoom. So with that, I will allow the meeting to be formally called to order. Thank you.
Good morning. Welcome to the meeting of Oakland Alameda County Coliseum Authority, Friday, March 15th, 2024 at 9:04 a.m. If members of the public would like to speak on items, when the time to address items on the agenda is announced, you will be prompted to raise your hand so that we may see the number of speakers in the queue. We will note the last name in the container before we take comments. The host will call the identifiers of each raised hand one by one to allow comment. Please do not raise your hand before the invitation to speak. The host will lower the hands of those who raise their hands before the invitation. All members of the public at the time of the announcement will have the opportunity to comment on the agenda items. Members of the public will also have the opportunity to comment on items not on this agenda at the end of the meeting during open forum. Now I'll move on to roll call.
Yes, thank you.
Recording in progress.
Commissioner Beam.
Here.
Thank you. Commissioner Halbert.
Present.
Thank you. Commissioner Iglesias.
Here.
Thank you. Commissioner Jenkins.
Present. Good morning.
Good morning. Commissioner Thompson is excused. Commissioner Vukasin is excused. Vice Chair Miley is excused. And Chair Kaplan.
Here.
Thank you. 5 present.
Thank you so much. So we do have a quorum present. Thank you all so much for making it. Also, we've been informed that some of my colleagues have some time-sensitive things to get to, so we will endeavor to be timely in the handling of our work today. And so with that, I wanted us to unmute and bring up our Executive Director, Mr. Henry Garner, so that he may present to us item 3, which actually I will allow Director Roseman to formally read it in, but wanted to make sure Mr. Garner knows he's about to be up and has access to sound on the Zoom.
For item 3, new business, resolution authorizing the Executive Director of the Oakland Alameda County Coliseum Authority and AEG Management Oakland LLC a Delaware limited liability company, a division of ASM Global, to negotiate and execute an event license agreement between the authority and Oakland Pro Soccer, LLC, for the Oakland Roots and Soul Sports Clubs to play their 2025-2026 soccer season home matches in the stadium at the Coliseum complex.
Thank you so much. And I want to really thank and appreciate the incredible hard work of the dedicated staff and team that has gone into not only this item, but all the incredible work that has been going on in recent months to increase bookings and events here that, of course, create jobs and revenue in our community. And this item that is before us today is another amazing example of the growth and excitement and interest in our region, in our city, and in this facility. Mr. Gardner, you are welcome to present the item.
Good morning and thank you. I trust that I can be heard clearly.
Yes.
Good. First, I want to apologize for not being with you in person. I will remind you that this date was scheduled well in advance, but then we canceled. I then changed my plans to join my family for an event here in Florida, and then we changed it back. So I changed my reservations again. And the airlines finally got tired of us. So I am in Florida. Good morning and thank you for allowing me to brief you on what this item is and where we have been. First, the resolution authorizes the executive director and AEG to negotiate a special event agreement as defined in the amended and restated management agreement with Roots and Soul. It authorizes the executive director and AEG to execute, consistent with JPA management agreement, subject to review and approval as to form by the joint council. For well over a year, Roots approached us about the potential use of the Coliseum complex in some form. You will recall that we first looked at parking lot C. That did not work. And then we looked at, can this event take place in the stadium, consistent with our operational needs? And pursuant to that, we have had numerous meetings with Roots. We have gone through exhaustively the operational aspects of this, how it would work, to structure it in such a way that it does not impair our ability to carry out other activities at the site. And we've done all of this with utmost concern about the financial terms to make sure that they're consistent with no free. All expenses have to be covered, and we hope that we can make some money. There are no guarantees in this life, well, except there are two, but neither is applicable in this case. Except for those, we have done our best and will continue to do our best to make sure that this is a successful event, both in terms of its operations and in terms of the finances. We approached this pursuant to the Joint Powers Agreement, Management Agreement. And we have had to stay within what I call the four corners of that agreement. And they are these. In order to be consistent and to conform with that provision, an event may not exceed 1 year. That's one corner. It may not be more than 60 days. It's another. And it may not be more than 15 consecutive events. So with that, I will ask Ms. Jefferson if you would show the PowerPoint that I plan to speak from.
I need to be enabled to share screen.
I believe only the host has screen share capabilities.
Okay.
you should now be able to share screen. Thank you, team.
Thank you, Mrs. Jefferson. As I've stated, these matches, should they happen, will take place in the stadium. Consistent with those four corners that I described, the events will occur between March 1st, 2025 and February 27, 2026, not exceeding 1 year. One of the four corners. It will not have more than 34 events. 60 are allowed. Another corner. It may not be more than 15 consecutive days. There will only be 6 consecutive days. What we have been negotiating with groups, and we have been doing it pursuant to those provisions that I just laid out. We are negotiating a flat fee for event expenses, which will be paid every game by Roots and Soul. So we know as we're going along how we're doing. We and Roots have no control over the facility fee. Well, actually we do, which is 10%, and that will be applied to all tickets sold. That's not negotiable. That's what it is. Of course, the business license tax is applied to all tickets, and that's not a negotiable item. The parking tax will be applied to all parking passes that are sold. We have been, because of the fact that we have not had in the past events, soccer events particularly, so we have no past experience. We have then been negotiating how we come up with terms that work both for us and for Roots in terms of any profit sharing. They're bringing activities to the site on their own that they're promoting, they're advertising, and they're looking for some ways to get some revenues from this, but we said, oh, but only if we meet certain thresholds. Right now, that is between about $1.5 million to $2 million. That's not settled yet. We won't know that, actually, until we've gone game by game. Halfway through, you'll probably have a better read of that. One big item, the biggest of all of them, actually. We do not have a soccer field. And so who is going to pay for this soccer field, and who's going to install it? We have said, no, we're not paying for it, and we're not installing it. You have to pay for it, and you have to install it. And one of the issues around installation, which gave me pause, is there are very specific criteria that must be met under the soccer standards. And I have pushed that back on Roots. You install it. If it meets the standards, we're all clear. If it doesn't meet the standards, you have to make it meet the standards. That is not on us. And you pay for it. And then the final part is we are still working the language. And there are edits still to be done. But for the core items, we're there. Some issues were raised early on about whether or not this really fits the four corners. I've just told you what the four corners are. But as those were raised, we have addressed those, we have either modified them or we've taken them out completely. And my opinion, as forthrightly as I can tell you, what we have negotiated to this date is consistent with those four corners. I will respond to any questions or comments that you might have.
Thank you so much for your presentation, Mr. Garner, and for your work and dedication, and to everyone in the team here who has been a part of making this happen and bringing events and activity here. I do want to make sure that we respect everyone's time and get us to conclusion before some of the board members have to leave. And of course, as pursuant to the Brown Act and our practice, we do have to take public speakers as well. And so
members of the public who are on Zoom would click the raise hand feature in order to speak. I also want to make sure that we have clearly on the record that there have been a great many emails sent to the JPA via the staff in support of having Roots and Soul here. And I believe there are also such comments being placed through the Q&A function on the Zoom as well. So let us find out how many hands raised there are for this item. Do you want to send back, and we will also take questions.
Rebecca,
Commissioner Dean.
yes, is there a way that we can get a printed copy of this PowerPoint, or that what Henry just discussed, so I could look at it while we were talking?
Yes, and also Ms. Jefferson, I think, can keep the screen up, but we can do that, yes.
Thank you. Does the staff here have the copy of the PowerPoint? Can we bring that?
If not, we can do those.
Yes, thank you. The staff is bringing it, and also we can have it be on the screen, please. Thank you. How many speakers do we have?
There are 10 speakers in the queue with their hands raised.
Excellent. Thank you. In order to ensure we don't lose quorum, we're doing 1 minute per speaker on the clock. Thank you so much. And we'll have yes, there we go. It's on the screen, and the staff will bring paper copy as well. All right, we may proceed with the speakers. Thank you.
The first speaker in the queue is Zinni Abraham.
Thank you. I cannot see. Hello. I can't see the button. No button. No button. No button. No button. Hey, there's no button. No button. Rebecca, there's no button. Thank you. There was no button. Can everybody hear me? I'm going.
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay, outstanding. Thank you. Two things. First of all, I didn't see a staff report with this. I know this was originally a closed session issue, but now it's open, and there was no, unless I missed it. I'm happy to be wrong here. But I didn't see a general staff report. I understand Henry's read off this PowerPoint, but is there a reason we didn't get a staff report? Just curious. A. B, my concern is that this is once again piecemeal. In other words, it deals with a single issue of the Roots playing in the stadium, which is fantastic, but it doesn't address, for example, having a task force to determine if the Roots can come back the next year, how that might work out, where they're at with their current pursuit of a Malibu lot. So I'm saying that if we're going to do this as an economic development issue, and really it is, we need to structure out how we're going to proceed with this rather than what we tend to do, which is, this here and there kind of approach without an eye toward the future of how we want this to look as a solution to their problem, but also, frankly speaking, a solution to our problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
Are the mics on? Yes, so Director Roseman has the clock and which will ring as your time expires. Thank you. We call the next speaker.
The next speaker in the queue has the last name of Turner. You have 1 minute to speak.
Good morning, commissioners. Thank you for allowing us to speak. We are in support of Roots Soul's proposal. I'm born and raised in Oakland. I've been here before Coliseum was actually built. We used to ride my dirt bike over there. And we currently own the lot that butts up to the Malibu lot. And we encourage that the proposal be approved and also have a plan for them to move to the Malibu lot and build it out. So I'm just saying we in support of Roots Souls playing inside of Coliseum for 2025. And we need a plan for them moving forward. Thank you.
The next speaker in the queue has the last name of Leslie.
Good morning. My name is Barbara Leslie, President and CEO of the Oakland Chamber of Commerce. I'm speaking today in support of the agreement. The Oakland Roots and Soul are the embodiment of everything we as a city want and need in a professional sports team. For those of us who have attended these games and events, it takes no time to both see and feel Oakland is well represented in the stands and the Oakland pride is palpable. This is truly a community coming together for the love of the game, the team, and the commitment to Oakland first always. Oakland needs the roots and soul to play in Oakland. We need the jobs, we need the revenue, we need that the team generates to stay in Oakland, and we need to ensure they have the home field in Oakland both today and to accommodate their growth in the future. As a mother of soccer players who have spent decades supporting our son and daughter in this sport, I am deeply grateful for the Roots and their commitment to establishing a women's team, the Oakland Soul, with the same dedication and commitment so that all can play this beautiful game. I encourage you to support today's resolution. Let's make the same commitment to the Roots and Soul as they have made to Oakland. Thank you.
Thank you. The next person in the queue with their hand raised is Natalia. You have 1 minute to speak.
Good morning, Commissioners. I'm an Oakland resident and I'm speaking in support of the resolution. Among the benefits of approving this resolution is the impact that it would have on women's soccer here in Oakland and in the East Bay. The path to pro soccer in the US is considerably narrower for women than it is for men. In the US, there are 205 NCAA Division I soccer programs for men, and there are 94 US pro soccer teams for men. For women, there are far more collegiate programs, over 300 at that same level, but last year there were only 14 pro teams. There'll be 22 later this year when another pro league begins. But Oakland Soul can be an important part of growing the women's team. Soul has an agreement with the USL to join the Super League and go pro, but that only is going to happen if they have a place to play. And so approving this resolution is going to allow them to play at the Coliseum and unlock that ability to go pro, as well as a path to pro soccer for youth, similar to Project 510.
Thank you. Your time is up. The next speaker in the queue has a last name of Behrens. You have 1 minute to speak.
Good morning, Madam Chair, Commission members, and staff. This is Lindsay Behrens, President of Oakland Roots and Soul, Oakland's men's and women's soccer teams. We are thrilled at the prospect of expanding the legacy of Oakland's Coliseum to include professional men's and women's soccer. Since last fall, when Executive Director Gardner reported that the staff were pursuing events for the 2025 season at the Coliseum, we have worked diligently with Henry and the ASM staff to formulate an arrangement that would benefit the city and the county, make professional soccer viable at the Coliseum, and fit within the definition of a special event. Working together, we believe we have achieved this outcome, and we are very excited about this opportunity. We ask that the JPA support the staff's recommendation and approve the Roots and Soul as a special event. Thank you.
Thank you. The next speaker in the queue has the last name of Louds. You have 1 minute to speak.
Thank you very much. Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Darren Lowndes. I'm the Executive Director of Housing Consortium of the East Bay, otherwise known as HCEB, and a proud Roots and Soul Sports Club member and shares owner. HCEB is based in Oakland, and we serve Alameda and Contra Costa counties. We provide permanent supportive housing and interim housing programs for our unhoused neighbors throughout both counties. Since 2020, HCB has operated Project Home Base on Hagenberry Road in the shadow of the Coliseum, and our program site also backs up to Malibu Lot. HCB really appreciates the club's commitment to the community in a way that goes way beyond sports. We especially appreciate the way the Roots and Soul have approached coming to the Coliseum area, including reviewing proposed plans with community stakeholders such as HCEB. In fact, we're so excited about them becoming a neighbor that we are working together under an Activate Oakland grant to create a community-wide celebration this summer that will include local businesses and officially welcome the Oakland Roots and Soul to the neighborhood. allowing Roots and Soul to play at the Coliseum starting in 2025 seems like a natural and positive step.
Oh, they tend to do that, unfortunately.
Thank you. Your time is up. The next speaker in the queue has the last name of Gordon. You have 1 minute to speak. Is the speaker unmuted?
Should be.
I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm back, baby. My name's Harold Gordon. I'm a former vendor at the Coliseum. I want to thank everybody involved in all the hard work that they've done to get us here. As an owner of the Roots and as an A's fan, I want to just remind everyone that the A's have said numerous times that the Roots and Soul and A's could coexist starting in the 2025 season if the A's do get make an agreement with Oakland and Alameda to stay there. There's no reason to think that it's one or the other. Both can be there. And so there's really no reason to not allow the Roots and Soul to be at the Coliseum. And I want to thank everybody's hard work for continuing to negotiate hard with the A's to make sure that Oakland gets an expansion team in baseball, and we have a great professional soccer team and a great professional baseball team here for many years to come. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you. The next speaker in the queue. It's the last name of Cannon. You may unmute yourself and you have 1 minute to speak.
Hello. I assume you can all hear me now?
Yes.
Hi, my name is Dave Cannon. I've been a long-time resident of Oakland and operated a business in town. And I just want to back up everything that's been said so far. Very excited about the Roots coming to town. It just seems like a natural fit for them to be able to play in the Coliseum and set up a strong future. So I just thanks for all the work and appreciate and look forward to an agreement. Thanks.
Thank you. The next speaker in the queue, CFI Development. You may unmute yourself and you have 1 minute to speak.
Thank you so much, Commissioners. Happy Friday, everybody. Also, my name is Bo Blanchard. Sorry, that's my work Zoom. I just want to also echo the earlier sentiments about the Oakland Soul and Roots, mainly for civic pride. Everything that Oakland's been dealing with, I think this is one of the big, bright, shining lights for us to get behind, and it's really inspiring what they've done both for the community and just in terms of growing the fan base. And I also would very much want you guys to stand firm against the A's and their attempts and work with them to keep a baseball team in Oakland again for us to be able to hang our hat on and to be a joy with generations to come. So yes, I just echo those sentiments as well. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you. The next speaker in the queue has the last name of Bobbitt. You may unmute yourself and you have 1 minute to speak.
Hi, thank you for allowing me to speak today. My name is Ray Bobbitt of AASEG. On May 12th, 2023, the Roots, Soul, and AASEG announced a cooperation agreement to work together on the future of Oakland and the future of the Coliseum site, and that was directly in support of the Malibu site as a modular stadium. We believe, obviously, that this opportunity that the Roots and Soul have to play at the Coliseum for the 2025 season will help facilitate that possibility. And so we just wanted to make sure that there was clarity from our perspective with respect to our cooperation agreement. We wanted to reinforce that. And so we are speaking on behalf of that. And so thank you for the opportunity and have a great Friday.
Thank you. you. The next speaker in the queue is David D. You may unmute yourself and you have 1 minute to speak.
Hi, my name is David D. I'm a longtime East Bay native. Oakland A's have been my team since a child, and I just want you guys to know how much they mean to me. It's important to keep baseball rooted in Oakland and not let them rip the heart of Oakland out. There's not much left in Oakland, and it's important that we have these things in the city. Thank you.
Thank you. The next person in the queue with their hand raised has the last name of Wise, AASEG. May unmute yourself and you have 1 minute to speak.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Samantha Allen Wise. I am an Oakland resident for 55 years, and I'm excited about that. I am in support of the Root Soul proposal. I think this is a great way to make Oakland great again. I am 1,000% with them. I love everything they stand for in the community. And what a way to revive the Hagenberger corridor by allowing them to use that space, especially with us having no teams there as of right now, except for the A's. But Samantha Wise and family and the community, we are riding with the Root Soul. So that is my vote, and I'm in it to win it. Congratulations, everybody.
Thank you. The next speaker in the queue with their hand raised has the last name of Schiller. You may unmute yourself and you have 1 minute to speak.
Is the speaker unmuted? Are you not finding him?
I believe the speaker may have put his hand down.
Okay. Are there any other?
Yes, there are. The next speaker in the queue with their hand raised is Mike D. You may unmute yourself and you have 1 minute to speak.
Good morning, members of the JPA and Oakland City Council. As you guys, you should very much go forward with this proposal by the Oakland Roots, with obviously a lot of kids leaving or talking about leaving. The Oakland Roots has been kind of the gathering place for us sports fans, and we're really looking forward to bringing them back from Hayward to Oakland. It would be really nice if this could develop into something greater. We have NBA, NFL, and MLB Hall of Famers coming from Oakland, and I think it's time to have a soccer Hall of Famer come from Oakland, and the Roots is that's where it started. The Roots and Souls, that's where it started, especially in the women's game. To echo what previous comment, I was lack of path to go, and I really would like Oakland to kind of not only just be a big rising star in the soccer world for the men's game, but especially for the women's game. And I look forward to continued cooperation. Thank you.
Thank you. The next speaker in the queue with their hand raised has the last name of Keo. Pardon me if I mispronounced it. You may unmute yourself and you have 1 minute to speak.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for considering this resolution. I am an Oakland resident, proud supporter of the Roots and Soul. Obviously, as we're all well aware, we are losing some of our community spaces as people not from the city take those spaces and teams away, and the Roots and Soul are firmly rooted in the city. As other speakers have said, they provided a much-needed community gathering space, not just for people from Oakland, but for people across the East Bay. So having them play at the Coliseum next year would be a huge win for everyone. I think the excitement in the community for this is incredible, and I hope that you'll support it. And I look forward to going with all of you to the first Roots and Soul home openers at the Coliseum next year.
Thank you. The next speaker in the queue with their hand raised has the last name of Leon. You may unmute yourself, and you have 1 minute to speak.
Hello, good morning. Am I coming in clear? Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, my name is Jorge Lone, longtime Oakland resident, love the city, passionate about soccer and all sports, honestly. And I just want everyone to understand that this is very critical and a very positive thing that can happen to a community by bringing back the roots. Not only for the roots, but also for soccer growth in our region. And with the World Cup coming here, I think this is a great opportunity and look forward to having numerous tailgates. And again, I appreciate all the hard work that's been put on by both the Roots and the JPA and the county and city of Oakland. Thank you.
Thank you. The last speaker in the online queue has the last name of Ames. You may unmute yourself and you have 1 minute to speak.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I've been a long-time East Bay resident. I participated in club soccer, charity soccer, Little League, and across all of this, you occasionally see the A's involved, but you've always seen the Roots involved, not just on their organizational level, but helping small soccer charities, helping club sports, bringing others, athletes, young athletes, opportunities to play soccer. And that's what I want to emphasize. It's not just about the Roots making money at the Coliseum, but they're heavily involved in the community, and we need to support that in Oakland. So I urge you to allow them to continue to expand their influence and support the great things of Oakland. Thank you.
Thank you. And our final speaker is in person. It's Mayor Sheng Tao.
Good morning, commissioners. This is Mayor Sheng Tao. I don't think that I have to explain why we should vote yes to move forward with the Roots and Soul. They have been a strong community partner in all aspects, whether it's directly with the community, with the city, with the county, or with different organizations. More so than that, we are always talking about how activation makes us safer. And moving forward with this would mean that we would have that activation, would mean that we would get that revenue, that stream of revenue. I think that at its core, we have to award good behavior. And this is the epitome of great behavior, meaning the partnership, meaning the investments directly into community, being about what they say. And so I'm here today to really hope that you all support this and move this agenda item forward so that we can get Oakland activated and move forward towards generating revenues. This is what Oakland deserves. And so I'm just going to keep it quick because many of the people who already spoke have already spoke more eloquently about the why. And so I hope that you can vote yes to move this forward. Thank you.
Thank you. And pardon me, we do have one more speaker. It would be City Administrator Johnson.
Good morning, Justin Johnson, City Administrator for the City of Oakland. I too want to just acknowledge and thank and look forward to a yes vote on this initiative. This is certainly an opportunity for Oakland, and I think about the cultural amenities that this community brings and what this opportunity presents for this part of our, not just this district, but this community. I think about the World Cup coming to this country next year. This is an exciting flag that is being planted in the city of Oakland. So I'm delighted to see where this goes going forward. And this is also an opportunity as we think about our broader economic development strategy and the work that our community and our team is doing in City Hall. This presents a phenomenal opportunity for us. So I'm excited and certainly look forward to a yes vote going forward. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. That concludes all of our speakers on this item.
Thank you so much to all of the speakers, both online and in person. As we discuss bringing the largest and fastest growing sport in the world to this facility in a manner that grows jobs and revenue and increases opportunity and has been pointed out does not impede any other potential opportunity from taking place here. And we have done soccer before. We had an exhibition game with the Mexican national soccer team. It was a huge revenue night here and very successful. And so this is something that can be accomplished and I believe should be accomplished for the good of the community, the jobs, and the revenue and the activation. Given that a couple of my colleagues have mentioned that they need to leave soon, I would like to move approval of the item.
I'll second.
Thank you.
We move into discussion.
We have a motion and a second. Are there any questions or comments on the motion before we move to the vote, since I know a couple of you have asked me to do this rapidly? Commissioner Halbert, you have the floor.
I guess some comments, but also a question.
Yes.
Certainly we have an amazing asset in the Coliseum. It's a very valuable building, needs to be maximized, needs to be activated, as was mentioned earlier. Funds generated can be used for things that the county and the city need. To the extent that it's possible to bring root soccer to coexist with other uses that allow us to maximize the value of this asset, I'm all for it. I know there's a lot of moving parts to that. I trust our team to be able to go forth and negotiate those terms, and I look forward to seeing that then come back to us at some point, or at least I look to it.
It
doesn't have to come back to us even better. Godspeed to the team. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and thank you for your dedication as well to making all the moving parts work. Are there any other questions or comments on the motion?
Yeah, I have a couple. I'm new, so I'm not sure if this is the right place, Nicole, but my questions are, number one, about the Coliseum. How will it look? Now it's set up, last time I've been there for football, right? 50,000 seat. How do we make it look for the Roots that doesn't quite have that much of a following yet? How will the intimacy of the game feel? Have we looked at that? Have we seen any drawings or any ideas how to make it fit, 5,000 to 7,000, 10,000 fans, so we get the same feel? That's the first question. And as the athletic director of Laney College, I see the sign about field, and since we worked with the Roots when they first started, we had a lot of field issues. How are we making sure we address that? Have we gotten that far to really know, is this going to be turf? Is it going to be natural grass? How does it fit over the existing field so that we could continue to use it as a viable revenue generator and venue for other events at the Coliseum? So I think that's something to make sure, because they had to leave Laney because we did change our field and then their field no longer was compatible. So I want to make sure that we're looking at that and have some ideas before we move forward. But I am for them being at the Coliseum, being in Oakland again and not in Hayward. So I'm definitely for that. But I think those questions for me, I like those not here necessarily, but at some point talk to you and your staff about.
Thank you so much, and I know our staff have been having extensive and detailed meetings and do in fact have a plan based on opening a portion of the facility, so not having 50,000 seats open, but having the lower section open. And so are you comfortable if Nicole will talk to you after to go into more detail about that? Is that, that works for you, Nicole? Great. Okay, thank you. Seeing no other hands, we may call the roll on the motion.
Okay, for item number 3, resolution authorizing the executive director of Oakland Alameda County Coliseum Authority and AEG Management Oakland LLC, a Delaware limited liability company, a division of ASM Global, to negotiate and execute an event license agreement between the authority and Oakland Pro Soccer LLC for the Oakland Roots and Soul Sports Clubs to play their 25-26 soccer season home matches in the stadium at the Coliseum Complex. The motion was moved by Commissioner Kaplan and seconded by Commissioner Halbert. I'll take the vote. Commissioner Beam, how do you vote?
Affirm.
Yes, aye. Aye. Okay. Thank you. Commissioner Halbert.
Aye. Yes.
Thank you. Commissioner Iglesias.
Aye.
Thank you. Commissioner Jenkins.
Aye.
Thank you. Commissioner Thompson is excused. Commissioner Bukowski is excused. Vice Chair Miley, how do you vote?
Yes.
Yes, thank you. And Chair Kaplan, how do you vote? Aye. All right, thank you. That will be 6 ayes. The motion passes.
All right. Well, thank you all so very much. And I look forward to the exciting and vibrant soccer games here in the facility. Thank you all so much to everyone who put such extensive work into this, including the staff and the council and co-councils who put a lot of work into making this happen and figuring out the right way to do it. So thank you for your dedication and your guidance and your endeavors